you how it went.
Bye, my love.
All right, see ya. When a client books a reading through my manager, I never know where I'm going or who I'm reading, which can make for a lot of surprises.
Oh my gosh, great to meet you.
I know you. You've interviewed me.
Oh, perfect. Nice to meet you again or see you.
Yes.
I'm Maria Menounos, and Tyler might recognize me from a show on the E! Network called E! News. We are at my home here in Los Angeles, and I share it with my fiance, Kevin, who is in the other room. You know, it's comforting, because I'm pretty terrified, to be totally honest. And I hate being vulnerable. I'm so nervous.
There's nothing to worry about. This is really about helping people, and but the way that I work is the less I know about you, the better. So obviously I know what you do for a living because you've interviewed me. So I know that, but beyond that, I really don't know anything.
I do have people that I would love to connect with, you know. God. Who doesn't want to connect with people that they miss? So, I'm already crying. This is so bad. I think the only thing that's screaming in my head is guilt, because I feel guilty because I didn't get to see certain people before they left. So, I'm gonna have ugly cry face through this whole show.
So we'll see what comes through. I'm just gonna kind of open myself up to your family. We'll probably go all over the place. We'll see what's popping in. Now, some of these people are related to us. I for sure know that one that I'm connecting to is not biological family.
Okay.
I for sure am connecting to a lady that I want to bring up. There is, interestingly, good to keep in mind a Karen or a C or a K connection that I would need to highlight. This is a woman who acknowledges dealing with medication actually being like either put on her or having to take medication. This is someone who, by nature, if they were hurting, would not even take an Advil. So this is not somebody who would have been, you know, trying to run for medications.
Cara Michelle.
She brought up, very strongly referencing to breast and cancer in reference to a mass being found. And then I feel like we establish this and we find this, but then this spreads. Do you know if anybody dealt with cancer twice?
So we had a close friend who did have cancer twice.
Okay.
And she was someone who wouldn't take medication.
Okay.
She changed her name to Cara.
Okay.
It started with a C.
Oh, okay.
So it had a C.
That makes sense. The way I need to bring this up is she's having me highlight a feeling of I'm not wanting people to see me when I make this change. And there's a feeling of like, had we known, we could have actually gotten there in time, but there wasn't a need to get there in time because that closure was already established from her end long before. It's like we don't need you to actually be there to give me that closure.
Yeah, it was just, you know, and it really, like Kevin and I talk about it more often than you would imagine. We're just like, oh my God, why weren't we there? Why weren't we there? And it's haunted us. And so to hear her come through and not say anything about that is like comforting.
There's a feeling definitely of that kind of disconnect and that geographical disconnect. But for her, that's a perk, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Because she did not want people to have to really see her wither away. That's not what she was all about. That wasn't her anymore, and she knew that. She didn't want you to have to see that. So.
Yeah. I didn't think that she would harbor any kind of, you know, resentment or anything. I just have felt, and Kevin has felt, such incredible guilt that we just have carried. So it makes me feel better about this because she was letting us know that it's all good.
Now, did you bring any objects today for me to hold on to at all?
I did.
Okay, cool.
Let's look at this one.
Cool. Thank you. Okay. I have a younger male that I need to bring up that has some connection to family that is definitely making his connection known. His death would have been tragic. He comes through and is like, tragedy, 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 and it's the first thing that he wants to mention.
Oh no.
Because I feel like I have to talk about this tragedy and the quickness of this, because I feel like this is sudden. And he's showing me the interior of a vehicle and referencing to like upholstery. And he's showing me a seatbelt. And there's a feeling of clicking the seatbelt. Do you know who that would be referencing to?
You're holding him.
I see, okay. What I will say is he doesn't give me the feeling like anything could have saved his life.
Well, the seatbelt is what killed him.
Ah, interesting. Okay, I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Because the blow to the chest is what they said
Right.
from the seatbelt, because it was a high-impact crash.
Oh, so sorry.
It's my cousin Narj on my mom's side. It was my mom's sister's son.
Right.
And him and his friends were coming home from a trip to Cape Cod. Their car blew a tire and flipped, hit, trees, and then he died on impact from the seatbelt. And it was the most excruciating thing to go through, for sure. I was really close with him, and it really affected me in a big way. His death impacted our entire family, and we never all talked about it. We all kind of just were numb for a really long time. And so for me, I've always just been so emotional over his passing.
Well, he definitely comes through, and from his perspective, like, he unites the family, he doesn't divide them. Regardless of, ultimately the difficulties that came from having to cope with that after his passing, he views family as being together and is just with them and loves them. I'm sorry, there's like a fella popping in. So give me 1 sec. Okay, I feel like I have to connect on the way that this is coming through with this woman that's like a grandmother figure. And as she's connecting, she's immediately kind of coming through as a source of support to your cousin, and he's making a connection with them, with grandma, and with grandma, and with grandma, because they're like this.
Just my grandmother, I was hoping that, maybe she would come through and be able to hear from her, My grandmother was the greatest on the planet. Like, we used to all fight, and I pretty much won most of the time. I hogged her lap. At 13, I was on her lap constantly, like I don't mean super glued, like my whole body was wrapped around her as tight as humanly possible. So, I don't think any human was loved more than that woman, though. And I don't think any other human loved more than her, period. I know it. She was just an angel. I remember when she passed, I was stuck in a hospital in France. My idea was, after that trip, to hop on over and go see her. And I got stuck and sick and couldn't. I had incredible guilt over not being able to see her before she passed. Incredible guilt. And I tell people all the time now, do not hesitate. I don't care what it costs, I don't care what it means, because it will haunt you. At least it haunts me. It does not surprise me that my cousin's with her. I knew she actually had to attend his funeral, which was brutal. She had to fly from Greece. I'll never forget her walking in to his funeral, and she just collapsed. It was just like the worst. So I knew for sure he was with her.
Well, clearly they're all still together.
Yeah. She was so humble and sweet that, of course, like, she wouldn't even try to, like, shine through in this moment. She would give it to my cousin.
I think it was important to your cousin to kind of come through and acknowledge being with her.
Yeah.
She was like really the matriarch. He would be around you immensely, and he definitely would be aware of just all the family members that were impacted by this passing.
Yeah, I believe that. To be able to connect with my cousin and my grandmother meant everything to me. I mean, I think, just talking it out with Tyler, I've had a little bit more peace with it.
Now we can focus on questions. Do you have any that we could focus on?
Yeah.
Sure.
Kids.
Cool, okay.
What's happening in that world?
Well, don't
I just
worry,
need
not
to
saying
know
three.
either way. Like, just tell me.
We've been trying to conceive, and that's not been easy. And it just has felt a little discouraging and like it's never gonna happen and sad, so.
In your case, honestly, career is more of like the area that I see and emphasize on. Doesn't mean that won't happen. As of now, I'm just kind of more focused on like career.
So I did IVF and I froze embryos, and my
Yes.
thought process was to start trying to implant some of those this year.
Sure.
Is that not a good idea?
I would encourage you to do that, but I would say from when it comes to expecting results, we're kind of looking 3 to 5 years kind of time frame with that.
Okay.
Do you have any other final questions before we wrap up?
This is where I go to Boo. Honey, am I forgetting anything? Because I'm in the line of fire. Do you want to come say hi to Tyler?
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Really
I think
great to
I'm-
meet you. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Here, I'll sit on your lap.
meet you.
Have a seat.
It was everyone that I had predicted, every single person that was gonna come through came through.
Oh, really? So are you a psychic
He's
now?
psychic.
No, it wasn't psychic, because these are the people that have her cousin, her grandmother, Cara Michelle, other 3 people whose losses have so profoundly affected her. And, you know, she wasn't there for her grandmother when the grandmother passed. Cara Michelle, we were not there for her. We felt terrible about that, but I don't know if you heard what we were saying, is that Cara Michelle was very much okay because she didn't want us to see her like that. And I'll tell you something else about the children.
Yep.
You know, and she's probably not gonna want me to say this.
Sure.
We did not yield many eggs.
Sure.
We're both issues on both ends
Sure.
in terms of conception, and our bodies are completely depleted, both of ours.
Right.
And I'm hearing from practitioners and such that we just need to calm things down, and that's why 3 to 5 years makes sense. And I've heard from so many people, like, Maria should not be rushing into having a baby because she's been under too much stress.
Right. Oh, you are so sweet.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
In a way, it removes a lot of fear. It's removed guilt. It's removed some pain already. I feel a lot lighter. And I think that it kind of will allow me to just kind of like let the guard down just a little bit and just kind of relax and move forward in maybe a better manner. I feel relieved. Right?
I think he brought you a lot of peace.
Yeah.
A lot of mysteries were solved. I think you're able to let go a lot.
I'm so thankful, and he has an incredible gift. What an angel. I mean, listen, I've been interviewing people for almost 2 decades, and that is one of the purest human beings I've ever sat across in my entire life.